passion, we can light a candle and work with the flame to reignite our hearts. It's a practice of imagination, creativity, and spirit. Magic allows us to tell stories, even in very small ways, that connect us to our bodies and our internal worlds. By creating symbols of our feelings and experiences in our internal worlds and bringing them into the physical world through ritual, we bring those metaphors to life. We create magic. We shift the way we interact with the world, and in turn, the way the world interacts with us. Given the unlimited source of creativity that this opens up, you may have noticed witchcraft as a growing trend. As the seasons change without fail, so does the adaptability of witchery. The social activist witch, the feminist witch, the political witch. Complicated modern issues call for the simplicity, power, and transformation of witchcraft, and we can adapt those simple elemental forces to anything we desire. As mental health comes to the forefront of our cultural landscape in our ever-changing world, we can adapt those forces to become mood witches as well. The decline of mental health. We can always rely on change as our one constant in modern life. Change of information, change of approach, change of policy, change of how we function and interact. It all happens so quickly. Information flies at us 1,000,000 times faster than we can absorb or implement even a small portion of it. Phones and computers are constantly pinging us with notifications, both personal and work-related. Detailed and repeated coverage of tragedies like mass shootings, pandemics, climate change, and other global and cultural crises consume our nervous systems. The speed and overstimulation of information streams, unfortunately, contribute to a decline in overall mental health as our awareness of a complicated world grows and grows without the tools to keep ourselves steady within it. Social media consumption and online harassment only increase as our dependence on the online world to achieve creative expression, personal validation, and business success increases as well. Because so much of this takes place in the digital world, our connection to the physical and natural world fades, and we have no choice but to rely on this supercharged information stream for safety and stability. Of course, this information stream can only promise change and instability, so we find ourselves looking for stability in the most unstable of places. If you already suffer from anxiety, manic highs, or obsessive tendencies, this paralyzing mental overload can exacerbate and trigger your symptoms and episodes all too easily, creating a vicious cycle of instability that feels impossible to step out of. Making it even harder to step out of this cycle, we feel that in order to stay informed, to keep up, to survive, or to contribute, we must constantly stay within those information streams. Our focus is divided among hundreds of things in the supercharged digital world, most of which we are powerless to do anything about. In times of the past, before the age of information, the pace was much slower, and the mind had more space to focus on fewer things at a time. Yes, the access to information that we now have is amazing. Yes, we are able to learn about things we never would have had the opportunity to otherwise. But also, the mind was not meant to process data like a computer. The mind was meant to linger and ponder, to develop and connect, to evolve at a more sustainable pace. Who now has the time or mental space to stare at the veins of a leaf for an hour, realizing that they echo the rivers crossing the globe in a vast network of living systems? Who now is allowed to freely drop their responsibilities in a claustrophobic world for a few hours to feel the warm sand on their toes, twirling them slowly until they truly understand the microcosm beneath their feet? Creating magic requires focus, and these types of simple, focused activities are naturally infused with power. The practices in this book will lead you away from overstimulation.